Welcome back. I hope you're doing great. In the conceptual class, we understood what are the different actions which are available for RDDs like reduce, count, first, max, and min, and also take. We'll see hands on examples for all these actions. Let's get started. First, let us go ahead and create a words RDD if you have not created one. Let me do that. I created words RDD so that we'll be using it in some of the cases. The first one is reduce one. So how do we reduce? First and foremost thing is we'll create a RDD with numbers. Let me go ahead and do that. This is an RDD with range of numbers from 1 to 20. Let me go ahead and with this, if you look at this, we have numbers from, let's say we'll have numbers from 1 to 20. Let us apply reduce on this. I will execute this. You can see what it has done is it has taken all the numbers in RDD range RDD and added that because that is what we are specifying as a part of this lambda function. That is how you can use the reduce. Let us take one more example for reduce. I have created a function called word length reducer to compare the words within an RDD and see which is the longest word. Let us go ahead and execute this function first. You got to take care of the indentation, otherwise it will throw an error. So we are done with the function. Let us go ahead and say words. I am applying a reduce here and I will go ahead and give the function here. So this function will take all the words one by one from the words RDD and give us the longest word in that RDD. This is the longest word in this RDD. This is how you use the reduce either on the numbers or on the strings as well. Which is the next function? We have count. Let us go ahead and see the count. So we have already used the count in couple of other occasions, but we can use that again here. So I will count the words in this RDD. You can see there are 29 words. We can also use the count approximate. How do we do that? Let me write a statement for that. For count approximate, we have to define the timeout and also the confidence. So let me go ahead and do that first before I execute this. Confidence is, I'll give, let us say some 0.10 and I will give timeout milliseconds as some 400. As we know, what happens is the function will start executing. if it is able to give the results within this timeout, then fine. Otherwise, it will give whatever the result which it is able to find out in that particular time. So let me execute these two things first. And then this count approximate. Wonderful. See, in this case, if you see, the number of words are very, very minimal. So we can see almost count approximate is also equivalent to the exact count of the words. So when you have a data set which is having a large number of records as a part of the RDD, then approximation would be like not really the same number as that of the exact count. We have seen count and approximate count or count approximate. So let us go ahead and see count by value now. Very, very simple. All you got to do is say words count by value. As we have already discussed this in our conceptual class, all it does is takes the each word and says how many times it is repeated. You can see it, right? The is repeated 1 time, spark is repeated 3 times. Same is the case with all the other words. It will calculate how many times each word is repeated. It's in a way like a word count problem what we discussed as a part of our map produce. Wonderful. What is the next one? The next one is first, and we can also look at max and min. So let me go ahead and do that. Very simple. The first words say the first. If you go and execute, it will display with the first element or the first record in a RDD. Okay, that is the first word. Okay, you can also see that by saying words take some 11 values. You can see the is the first word. It is displaying you the first word. When you see, it is displaying you the first word when you execute word start first. Wonderful. Let us look at the max and min. To do that, we'll create a RDD with the range. I think we can use the same RDD whatever we have created here, RDD range. See here, all I will do is either, I think we already have a RDD range. We'll instead of that we'll say RDD num, so that will differentiate that. This is the thing. We can go ahead and execute this. So it is a RDD with numbers from 1 to 20. If you see this, you'll be able to see these are the numbers. If I say max, it will give the maximum number. If I say min, it will give the minimum. Wonderful. So you can also use max and min on the words also. If you do that, what you'll get is a word with the maximum ASCII value. Okay, and you can also use min. Okay, this is how you will get the max and min in case of strings. So having seen the max and min, the last one I feel is take. Let us see, there are different variations of the take, and those variations are, if you see, these are the variations. Take carded and top. We will see all three of them now. RDD num, and I will say only take. We already seen this. I'll say take 5. And also I will say RDD num take ordered. It will ensure that all the values which it is displaying is ordered. Now I'll say RDD num and top. I'm giving the same value inside so that we can differentiate how they work. Let me execute this first. Yes, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the values which are there in the number RDD are displayed. It will just take the numbers which are there in that RDD. If I go ahead and say take ordered, more or less the result will be same in this case because they're already ordered. Okay. If I say top 5, you have to see this. It will give the top 5 numbers in this RDD, that is 20, 19, 18, 17 and 16. Wonderful. We have seen all the actions which can be performed on RDD, like reduce, count, first, max and min, and also the variations of the tick. Please do practice without fail. You have a wonderful time.